So I wanted to share with you something that God has been showing me for a very long time, and it's my healing journey. I wrote a book. It's called His Choosing, and the reason why I titled it His Choosing is it's been the theme of my healing journey with God, surrendering fully to Him and allowing His choosing in my life, how He's choosing to heal me, and what He wants to do with everything. I never thought that I had trauma in my life. I felt like it was the result of having my disorder, trichotillomania, that there's trauma that actually can happen having your disorder. And with trauma, your soul actually becomes fragmented, and it's a big mess of getting healing and restoration. But there's nothing impossible with God. Jesus has all the tools and resources for us available to become healed, healthy, and whole. But like I said with the title of my book, His Choosing, it's been His choosing how God wants to heal me. And so I had trauma from my disorder that I needed healing over many years of battling trichotillomania. But then I never thought that trauma could be the root cause of starting trichotillomania in my life. But there's a big part of my life I don't remember, as well as most of us, is when we're a baby and in our early toddler years. My mom left my dad when I was around 1.5 years old, and come to find out, he was abusive to my half siblings, and he actually went to jail for abusing them. And my mom swears that nothing ever happened to me, but there is that open window and that open door of living under that roof with an abusive father that I don't remember. But if it is there, it's there. Here's the thing about our soul is our mind cannot sometimes doesn't remember something, but our soul remembers everything, and our soul stores everything. And so whether trichotillomania began with a traumatic event in my life, or if it was in my bloodline, I don't know when it started. We used to practice. We were believers. We were Christians growing up in our household, but we've messed around with the Ouija board. We've done stuff that we shouldn't have. We watched horror films, horror movies. We were just living in darkness. And so there's different ways that we could have invited darkness into our home. But either way, God has been highlighting trauma. And that when we have a traumatic event, our soul can become fragmented. And so there is a depth to trichotillomania. It's not a one and done thing. For some people on the surface, their healing can happen a lot quicker. But for others, there's a depth in us, and that we get healing and we have to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until there's just the breaking, the healing that happens. And so trichotillomania can be a very tricky thing because we're so focused on the outside, and we're focused on, why can't I stop? And why can't I get control over myself? And it's over and over again. But the thing is, there's so much inside of you that there needs to be healing and a cleansing and a restoration that to give yourself grace for. there is hope because of what Jesus did. And there's so many people nowadays that don't realize the impact and the power that is available to us because of what Jesus Christ has done. And Jesus has the power to heal us, to cleanse us, and to make us whole. In that, he could heal us immediately, but he can also call us to a journey and to a path. And so I just want to encourage you today that you're not crazy. This is a real thing. This is a real deal. And the spiritual warfare that is up against you is insane, because what I've experienced is insane. So I know those who are battling trichotillomania have to be going through the same craziness that I have been having to go through. But Jesus can change everything, and he can make you whole. He can heal you from the inside out, and that he loves you so much that he came to this world to experience the same pain that you do, but he's overcome it. And he is the greatest champion in this whole world, that because of what Jesus did and because of him overcoming, we can be overcomers too. And so God bless you and stay strong. My greatest advice is cover the hair. Don't fight with trying to keep the hair. You could try your best to try to keep your hair, but cover and deal with what's on the inside. And something that I had to go through is that when I started my healing journey and really started to go deep, and that the Lord was healing me at deeper levels, the intensity of my hair pulling increased and it got worse. But there's a season of intense warfare, and then moments that God gives me rest, but then I have to go back on the battlefield. And so your victory comes from a cleansing that takes place from the inside out, but to allow the cleansing, the purification, the healing to start. But darkness does not want you to be set free. So there's a darkness that is wanting you to stay captive, wants you to stay in chains. But be on the winning side. Jesus, it already says in the Bible that he wins. God wins in the end. So stay close to Jesus and surrender to him. Surrender your whole life. And trust me, you will not regret it. God bless.